In the next few minutes is to share with you my takeaways from the 3 teams mini simulation that we conducted this past Wednesday. I had a chance to make my way through all 3 teams during the course of the 72 minutes of the mini simulation, and there were some things that for me stood out that I would suggest that you all give some thought to in terms of how to better prepare for the next time. One, as I mentioned to all 3 teams, the notion of physicality is really important. How you set up the room. If you are not able to have eye contact one with the other, it's really difficult to engage one with the other. And if you have, the straight line, straight room or straight line seating arrangement, the person sitting here can't see the person sitting here. And I think that really impacts negatively, I would add, the ability to interact one with the other. 2, if you're not seeing one another, the whole notion of nonverbal communication is clearly lost. So that is, for me, one takeaway. Again, I would recommend not sitting like this, but some kind of a U where you're able to see one another, engage one with the other. It also, frankly, makes it much easier to back each other up in terms of if somebody has to go away, their laptop is not being observed. If you're sitting in a U, it's much clearer to the entire team if a laptop is unattended, because if you're sitting like this, the only person who can see an unattended laptop is the person to the immediate left or the immediate right of that person. I just think that means that information that is being sent to you by the design team is just not being received by the team. That's the first thing. The second thing is the whiteboarder has to be very sensitive to incorporating all members of the team. So if you're the whiteboarder, your role is not merely to record on the whiteboard the information, but you're also creating some kind of a systemic and systematic approach to the information. You're hearing the information, you're analyzing it, and you're putting it up on the board. But if you're not hearing the information from all members of the team, in many ways it's the whiteboarder's responsibility to elicit that information, then you're missing out on a significant amount of information. But the non-whiteboarder who is trying to communicate with the whiteboarder and for whatever reason is not able to communicate, the burden is not on the whiteboarder. The burden, or it's an equal burden, is also on the person who's sitting and trying to get that information, and for whatever reason the whiteboarder is not hearing him or her. And they're the team member who feels that the information they're trying to get to the whiteboarder is the whiteboarder is not getting it. The burden's on you to be much more proactive. I don't know if aggressive, but certainly much more proactive in terms of ensuring that the whiteboarder is getting that information. And if it means moving around, then move around. I mean, you have to get up and move around, then get up and move around. The other thing I mentioned to all 3 teams is there's the whiteboarder. You need plan B because sometimes the whiteboarder is called out of the room. And I would also recommend a plan C, because it's more than possible that not only is the whiteboarder being taken out of the room, but the plan B has to be doing something else, and then you need a plan C, because the whole point of information management and whiteboarding is to ensure that the team has in front of it all the information that is being communicated from the design team. And if you're missing information, if you're not getting the tweets, the emails, or however else we're getting the information to you, then at the end of the day you're just not getting the information that is going to really significantly hamper your decision-making ability. What this really requires to push the ball forward is for the teams to better organize themselves, to be more proactive information gathering, information analysis, and then what to do with that information. And I think that as we go forward before the 3rd mini simulation, that I would use the time for the teams to get together, to interact with each other, to make sure you all know each other's names, you have your contact information, to understand your roles. And I think that moving forward, this will significantly enhance both the individual participation, also the team participation, because the two are, at the end of the day, are obviously intermeshed. And I would also warmly recommend that you all reach out to the Sim Design team to have them meet with you. I think it's really important. That's what the Sim Design team has taken upon itself. And as we move forward, I certainly wish you the best of luck.